Gold. Danke. So, hallo. Hi, hey, hi, hi. Hey, 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 hi. Na, ihr kleinen verschwitzten Zuschauerchen. Herzlich willkommen zurück zu Lamplight City, ihr kleinen Detektiven. Heute machen wir weiter, weil ich mir dachte, hey, komm, wir müssen das mal fertig spielen. Ich darf ganz gern den Chat begrüßen. Liebe Grüße an die Chats, ne? Danke, Dani, fürs Posten, genau. Herzlich willkommen zu dieser epischen Runde. Nicht löschen, laden. Boah. So. Ja. Habt ihr auch ein kühles Getränk parat? Ich ja, mit meiner geilen neuen Trinkflasche. Die seht ihr morgen. Denn morgen gibt's abends Cam-Stream. Und dann zeige ich euch die. Sie ist richtig eisig. Ist richtig eisig kalt. Da drin trinke ich mit Eiswürfeln die Limo von Granini. In der krass zuckerreduzierten Variante gibt es momentan bei Lidl im Angebot als Sixpack. Da ist nur ein Bruchteil des Zuckers drin. Ich glaube, statt irgendwie 11 oder so Gramm, nur 4 Gramm. Das ist zwar auch noch viel, aber schon ganz gut wenig. Ich muss das schön verdünnen. Ich packe mir da immer ein bisschen Wasser dazu und Eiswürfel. Also Hashtag Lidl-Werbung hiermit abgeschlossen. Deswegen braucht man das einfach bei diesen krassen Temperaturen. Und ich sag's euch, ich habe heute gearbeitet bei irgendwie 34 Grad draußen den ganzen Tag. Ich war um 17:30 Uhr zu Hause. Aber darüber heule ich morgen in der Abenteuer vom Reiterhof-Folge noch genug rum. So, jetzt zurück zur Lamplight City, meine Lieben. Wir waren ja bei diesem Typ, der irgendwie aussieht wie eine Transvestite. Und haben hier was über Jimbo rausgefunden, aber nicht so richtig was Informatives, so wie ich das sehen kann. Wir gucken doch mal in den Notizbuch, dass Dr. Edwards über den Mord sprechen. Genau, das muss ich auch noch machen. Sucht Darius und Opiumhimmel haben wir auch noch nicht gemacht. Genau, wir haben noch viele noch nicht besucht, viele Standorte. Brief vom Vermieter, ja genau, der hat seine Dinge nicht gezahlt, seine Rechnungen. Genau, ein Brief von Emily, ein Brief von Jimbo. Wir vermuten ja, dass es irgendwas damit zu tun hat, dass seine Homosexualität nicht so akzeptiert wurde und er deswegen vielleicht umgebracht wurde. Liebe Grüße gehen auch raus an Sandy auf Twitch, ne? Hat die Katzen wieder da. So, also. Morgen wird übrigens noch wärmer als heute. Ronans Wohnung, waren wir schon. Bäckerei waren wir schon. Polizeirevier waren wir schon. Da waren wir gerade. Dann fangen wir mal in der Opiumhöhle an. Ja, mal links jetzt hier. Colomondeley ist ja... Colomondeley ist ja die ein bisschen so das Ghetto da, ne? Wir gucken mal, was hier abgeht. Okay. Das ist asiatisch hier. Da ist Werbung. Ja. Da muss man ganz schön viel Werbung ablösen, um an die Wand durchzukommen. Wobei hier unten schon ein bisschen Wand ersichtlich ist. Das erinnert mich hier so ein bisschen an die Wand von... War das bei Crimes and Punishments? Ich glaube schon, ne? Bin mir sicher. So, hi Mumbo,
Yes?
hi
What
Man,
do you
hi
want?
Judith. Hallo an alle übrigens. Ne? Also fühlt euch alle lieb gegrüßt, auch Daniela und Vivi, ne, und Sleeping Pony, Jessie, ne, ich grüße heute mal alle. Inken ist auch da, ne. Hallo Larissa. So, aber jetzt genug gegrüßt. So, ich bin interessiert daran, den Drachen zu reiten. Ja, wir versuchen mal
I was
das.
told this was the place to come if I wanted to ride the dragon.
Oh. Well, why didn't you say so? Please, come in.
Ah, so einfach war's. Das ist wahrscheinlich Darius. Yo, das ist er. Ja,
She's
guten
not gonna
Tag.
be much help right now. Best not to bother her.
Okay. Dann ab zu diesem, glaube ich, etwas angespannten
Excuse me,
Gespräch. Da
I'm
müssen wir ein
looking
bisschen
for a man by the
aufpassen.
name of Darius.
Well, look no further. Welcome, friend. Sit, join me.
I'll stand if that's all right. I was wondering if I could ask you a few questions.
Questions are the path to enlightenment. Answers fly by as birds on the breeze. But will a caged bird sing? That is the true question.
Wonderful. He's as high as a kite. This is gonna be worse than pulling teeth.
Do you often come to this establishment, Darius?
Oh, yes. This place is better than any doctor or hospital. It has exactly the cure I need.
Cure? For what?
I'm ill, sir. Just as you are. Just as we all are. Infected by a terrible disease known as life.
Speak for yourself.
But spend a few hours in here with the intoxicating nectar of the poppy, and you'll find nothing can defeat you.
So did you manage to get out of here and vote?
Please don't bother me with such trivial matters. Why should I care who leads the government? As long as they don't outlaw places like this, they can do whatever they please.
Is this guy ignorant or just apathetic? Yeah, well, I don't know, and I don't care.
I was wondering if you could tell me whether you saw a certain man at the Raven on election night. He's tall, of strong build, with a beard or mutton chops, dressing all in black and possibly wearing a cap.
Lots of people like that go to the Raven. I see loads of them every night. But now that you mention it, I do remember someone like that. He was a strange one.
How so?
I remember one of the times he came in, he was adjusting his hat. I could have sworn when he took it off for just a moment, his hair was bright red.
How is that strange, exactly?
Because his beard was jet black. It was the oddest thing I'd seen. Well, it was the oddest thing I'd seen. Until his beard slid halfway down his face.
I see. Well, thank you for the information.
Wonderful. This testimony is about as useful as a hole in the head. Then again, there might be something to it.
What can you tell me about the Silent Raven?
Ah, the Raven. My home away from home.
I would have thought that was this place. Unless this one is just the home.
Do you have many friends there? People you speak with often?
Yes, friends. I call them friends anyway, but really, what is a friend? Someone who drinks with you? Someone who shares secrets with you? Are those friends? My father used to tell me that the only two friends you had were your mother and the crown in your pocket. Well, both of those are gone now, so what does that mean for me?
I don't know, sir. I'm just asking about people you speak to at the Raven.
The barmaid, Nicole, she gets mad at me sometimes when I break things. But she's all right.
Have you ever conversed with a patron called Singing Tom?
Singing Tom? You mean old Tom Puffin?
I'm not sure. I was just told he was called Singing Tom and was a regular at the Silent Raven.
That's the man. I see him in here all the time.
In here, not just at the Raven?
Tom is a child of the poppy, just as I am. He truly understands the world as it is.
Do you know where I might be able to find him?
Yes, he's the choir master at St. Denis Cathedral. That's where he spends his time when he's not here.
You mean to tell me we have to talk to another one of these loonies? Wonderful.
Are you familiar with a man named Ronan Lespay?
I know many men. Some old, some young, some rich, some poor, Some I know by name, some by face. But this man you speak of, this Ronan, he is unfamiliar to me.
I have a ferrotype. Do you recognize him?
Forgive me, but my eyes are blurry. I cannot make out his features.
Well, he's useless, isn't he? Too bad there's no way to snap him out of it, like there was with Dupre's kid.
Do you know anything about the murder outside the Silent Raven on election night?
Murder? Was it a murder?
It was. A man was shot in cold blood.
That would explain the commotion, as well as the sound.
So you heard the gunshot?
I did. I thought it might have been one of the voting machines making the noise, but then there were shouts, and people began to run.
Did you see or hear anything before you heard the gunshot?
I seem to remember hearing a man shouting a name.
A name?
Yes. It sounded like Priscilla.
Well, how about that? He's managed to be of some use after all. Assuming he's telling the truth, of course.
And does the name Priscilla mean anything to you?
Afraid not, young man.
Goodbye, sir.
Goodbye, young man. May you find peace and happiness.
Ja, das war ja ein sehr interessantes Gespräch. Strange, lustig und durchaus interessant. Ja, Priscilla. Aber er sagt ja nur wie Priscilla. Jetzt muss ich mal fragen, was für ein Vampir? Bin ich irgendwo? Habe ich irgendwo nicht, ist mir da irgendwas entfallen? Vampir? Hallo Nora. Hallo Rose. Hi Yuki. Hi Linia. Was für ein Vampir? Ach, in der Bäckerei. Der Bäckereityp. Ja, jetzt der Vampir. Ach, den meint ihr. Der mit der hellen Haut. Ja, der war... Nee, das war sie. Bäckerei Morgen ist sie, die Schwester. Warte, wo hat er gearbeitet? In dieser Taxidermy, genau. Ah ja, der ist blond. Ne? Der ist ganz blond. Sondern, wie nennt man diese rothaarigen? Ginger? Ja, oder? Kann das sein? So. Der Verkäufer vom Tierpräparator. Ja, Chuck Tester. Mit Eddie hat er sich immer nicht vertragen. Nee, ist richtig lächerlich. Ja, das ist echt total doof. Es stört mich schon krass. Klärwerk oder erst in die Kathedrale? Gehen wir mal erst ins Klärwerk zu dem anderen Boy.
So this is what it's come to, eh? Braving the stench of human waste in hopes of finding a lead. Just make sure you stay away from the edge.
Krass, dass er auch dann direkt da steht, ne?
Begging your pardon, sir.
What? Who are you? What are you doing down here?
My name's Miles Fordham, and I'm a private investigator. I'm looking for a sewer worker by the name of Cormac.
We needn't look no further. But what is this about?
I just have a few questions for you.
All right. Cormac will answer them, but don't dally for too long. It can be dangerous down here for anyone who's not trained as Cormac is.
Is it difficult being a sewer worker?
Difficult? Nah, it's a dream. Especially since they introduced all these steam tech treatments and purification whatsits. The only thing Cormac's got to do is check the little dial never goes into the red on old Belinda.
Belinda?
Aye, the purifier. She's a real special lady who's made Cormac's life so much brighter. Cormac makes sure to thank her each and every day.
Wonderful. We're talking to a lunatic.
Wasn't so easy a few years ago. Back then it was tapping on pipes all day.
Tapping on pipes?
To make sure they was flowing fine and not blocked. Cormac would take his little hammer and tap, tap, tap on the pipes to make sure they was ringing fine. You can imagine what that was like. Tap, tap, tap. Ring, ring, ring. All day, up and down, over and over. The tapping stopped, but the ringing never left. Still hears it to this day, Cormac does.
Do you have any opinions regarding the election?
Cormac hears lots of things about Atwood, but he's the one what's got this new machinery put into the sewer system. There's still a job for Cormac, so all that talk about being replaced by machines is just talk, for now. but Leroy says he wants to give the workers their fair chance, so Cormac can't argue with that. What about you?
I would have preferred Atwood stay in office myself.
Bah, they's all the same in the end. One way or another. No point worrying, says old Cormac.
Do you know anyone named Priscilla?
Nah, that's not a name Cormac knows.
Frankly, I'm surprised it's not the name of one of his tools.
I wonder if you could tell me if you saw a man of this description at the Silent Raven on election night. He's tall, of strong build, with a beard or mutton chops, dressing all in black and possibly wearing a cap.
Oh, aye. Cormac remembers seeing a fella like that.
What was he doing?
Kept going in and out of the bar. When he was inside, he stood near the voting booths, hardly moving a muscle.
And when he was outside?
That, Cormac couldn't say.
Did you notice anything else about him?
Yes, Cormac noticed him come in and speak with Nicole, the barmaid, after the commotion outside.
Is that right? That's very interesting. Do you frequent a pub called the Silent Raven?
Yes. The Raven is where Cormac goes to forget about the day's work. The barmaid, Nicole, she's a good sort. We likes talking about the ponies down at the track. Nicky loves her some racing. She gives Cormac drinks for cheap in exchange for odd jobs. Nice to have your own personal sewer man, I suppose. She's really the only one Cormac talks to. There's a few others Cormac sees often, but Cormac hasn't spoken with them.
Cripes. This guy goes on and on, doesn't he? To be fair, you were warned.
Do you know anything about the murder that took place outside the Silent Raven on election night?
Murder? Ah, yes. The commotion out in the alleyway.
That's right. Did you see or hear anything?
It was a touch noisy that night, what with all the election stuff happening, but Cormac remembers the sound of the gun. One shot, and then shouting and hollering from the bar. A few people run outside to look at what happened, but Cormac just stayed in his seat and finished his whiskey.
So you didn't see the man who was shot, or who shot him?
No, keeps to himself, Cormac does. Makes life easier that way.
Could he be any more unhelpful? Actually, it's probably best not to find out.
You know a man named Ronan Lespay?
Cormac knows few men. People don't much like talking to a man who spends his days in the sewers. Can't really blame him for it. It's hard to get a stink off, so why bother even trying?
You didn't answer my question, though. Do you know Ronan Lespay or not?
Could you describe him? Cormac's got a better memory for faces than for names.
I have his portrait. Here, have a look.
Ah, yes. Cormac saw this fellow recently.
On election night?
That's right. He come into the bar, voted, went out. Looked drunk to Cormac, but then everyone at that place usually is.
I'll let you return to your work.
Be mindful on your way out.
So. Also, Peggy hat ein paar Informationen bekommen. Und Peggy guckt sich jetzt mal diese Maschine da an. Ach. Wo könnte Peggy denn jetzt noch hingehen? Da hinten hat Peggy Tanks entdeckt. So. Peggy hat ein paar coole Informationen erfahren, über die wir jetzt noch ein bisschen nachdenken müssen und Leute, mit denen wir zu reden haben. Aber erst geht Peggy nochmal in die Kathedrale und guckt sich das an und redet nochmal mit dem Tom. Tom Puffin. Orgelsounds. Ist geil.
Are you Tom Puffin?
Ich muss auch mal wieder Orgel spielen auf dem Klavier.
How may I help you?
Miles
Wenn
Fordham,
ich darf.
private investigator. I wanted to ask you a few questions.
Questions? Have I done something wrong?
No, Mr. Puffin. I simply believe you may have some information that I need.
Very well, then.
Oh, lol, wie sieht denn der aus? Das sind ja 3 Frisuren auf einmal. Das ist ja wie ich, wenn ich Frisuren designe bei MyScene. Geiler Style, Bruder. Geiler Style.
How did you become choir master of this church?
Oh, well, I studied music at the University of New Britannia. Once I completed my studies, I began writing symphonies in hopes of securing a patron, but I had no luck. So I decided to focus on choral compositions. I sent a few pieces to the bishop, and he offered me the position.
And you enjoy it?
Oh, yes, sir, immensely. I'm able to continue composing songs for our choir, as well as teach music to our young members. I take my church duties very seriously.
What else do you do besides lead the choir?
Just a few things here and there, making sure the aisles and the pews are clean, tending to the prayer candles, and that sort of thing.
Does the name Priscilla mean anything to you?
Priscilla? What does that have to do with anything?
The name has come up in my investigation. Is it someone you're acquainted with?
No, it isn't. I don't know anyone by that name.
He certainly seemed concerned about her, though.
So, what do you think of the election results?
All right, the election. Who won?
Leroy. He beat Atwood by a significant margin.
Oh, I suppose that's good. I think I may have voted for him, but I'm not sure.
Do you recognize the man in this photo?
Is that? No, never mind.
What is it?
Well, for a moment, I thought it was someone else, but I was clearly mistaken.
So you don't recognize this person then?
Afraid not. Who is he?
His name is, or rather was, Ronan Lespay.
What? Is he dead?
He is. I'm trying to find out who killed him.
Well, I hope you find your man, Mr. Fordham.
What were you doing on election night, Mr. Puffin?
Election night? That was ages ago, wasn't it?
It was 4 nights ago, to be precise.
Oh, you have to understand. I have trouble recalling what I ate for breakfast this morning, let alone what happened 4 nights ago.
Well, isn't that convenient?
Do try to remember, Mr. Puffin. It's quite important.
Well, I know I voted at my local polling place, the Silent Raven. And then, I'm not sure, actually.
Do you know anything about the murder outside the Silent Raven?
Murder?
Yes, a man was shot. Did you see or hear anything?
I don't remember. I don't think so, no.
How long were you at the Raven that evening?
Not very long, I don't think. I went, voted, stayed for a drink, and then I left.
Do you recall what you did the rest of the evening?
Not specifically. I probably went home and went to bed, like I always do.
Are you in the habit of using opium, Mr. Puffin?
What? Why would you think that?
I met your friend Darius. He told me you share a pastime.
All right, yes, I do enjoy a visit to the opium den from time to time.
From time to time? More like morning, noon, and night.
Have you found the drug has had any adverse effects? Memory loss, for example.
I admit I'm not quite as quick as I used to be, but without it, I'm in constant pain.
Is that right?
I fell off a horse when I was 15, and ever since then, my back's not been right. The doctors haven't been able to help. Poppy is my only comfort. I wish there were another way.
It might be worth seeking a more professional opinion about the effects of opium.
I'll let you resume your practicing, Mr. Puffin.
Thank you. Have a blessed day.
Das ist ja ein witziger Zeitgenosse. Ich fand den lustig. Ich fand den sehr lustig. Und er spielt schöne Orgelmusik. Der orgelt hier so richtig rum, der alte Orgelheinz. Orgel, Orgel, Orgel.
If only we could search it without arousing any suspicions.
Mhm. Ach so, ach so. Er will da drin rumsuchen. Warum? Also, oder wie schaffen wir es, dass wir da...
Prayer candles? People think lighting one of these is going to solve their problems. If only it were that easy. Also, what happens if they go out? Does that mean your prayer gets canceled? Shh. What? It's an important question. The more I think about it, the more I want to test my theory about prayers being canceled if the candles go out. Well, that's all of them. Hope you made a wish.
Mal gucken, ob er sie wieder anmachen will.
Could I have
Wenn
another
wir es ihm
moment?
sagen.
Yeah,
Vielleicht geht er dann dahinter.
It seems that all
Ah,
have they? Last, I keep saying there's a draft, but nobody's done anything about it. Excuse me for a moment, won't you?
ich finde auch, dass er genauso aussieht, wie man sich einen Mr. Puffin vorstellt. So, schnell, schnell.
Let's hope this chest hasn't got squeaky hinges.
Ja, hoffen wir mal. Oh, liebster Ned, dein letzter Brief hat mich vor Freude kichern lassen. Ich kann nicht aufhören, von dem Tag zu träumen, an dem wir endlich unseren Traum verwirklichen und zusammen als Mann und Frau leben können. Ich denke, es wäre eine tolle Idee, einen Welpen zu kaufen. Ich denke schon über Namen nach. Was hältst du von Waffi? All meine Liebe, P. Oh, das sind aber ganz schön viele Homosexuals hier, hä? Puffy ist ja wohl er, oder? Oder ist P wer anders? Doch, das ist doch ein Brief von Puffy an Ned, oder? Oder? Ich cancel alle Wünsche. So, cancelst alle Wünsche. Ich candle alle Wünsche. So. Wollen wir mal drauf ansprechen? Oder eher nicht so?
Yes.
You know anyone named Ned?
Ned, what? Yes, I do. My nephew, Ned Bunkridge.
Your nephew?
Yes? Why
Oh.
do you ask?
Where might I find Ned?
Okay.
I'd like to speak with him.
Is everything all right? Ned hasn't gotten into trouble, has he? I always tell him just because he's training his body, that's no excuse to pick fights.
No, he hasn't gotten into any trouble.
Oh, well, he lives in Lyon, at 511 Parkside Terrace.
Right. Thank you for the information. I'll let you resume your practicing, Mr. Puffin.
Thank you.
Elektro-Wow-Wow. Ah, ja, bester Name. Aha. Sein Neffe also. Aber wer ist dann P? My dearest Ned. Patricia. Patricia ist P. Was hat denn die mit all dem zu tun? Warum sind das so viele Charaktere und wie sind die miteinander verbunden?
Right this way, sir. Mr. Bunkridge is in his gymnasium.
Thank you, my good man.
Mr. Bunkerage.
Well, you take a look at this place. And take a look at him. Maybe you should consider doing some training yourself, Miles. You aren't getting any younger after all.
Priscilla. Coco. Ja, der scheint hier einen Boxapparat zu haben. Ja, Cookie. Ein Boxapparat. Leg dich mal hier hin. Komm. Sitz. Ja, oder geh einfach weg. Ist mir auch egal. So. Also. Ja, dann. Solche Handschuhe habe ich auch noch. Erbstücke von meinem Opa, Gott hab ihm selig.
This seems to be where
Ein Regal.
they don't look that heavy. What in the ether? Then again, so does. Just when I thought I'd seen it all. What will they think?
Ja, das sind nur einfach random Geräte, bla bla bla. Wir reden mal mit ihm.
Just when I thought I'd.
Ja, komm.
Excuse me,
Ned
Mr. Bunkridge.
Oh, hello. Who are you?
I'm Miles Fordham, a private investigator. Your valet let me in.
Right, of course. What can I do for you?
I have a few questions for you, if you'd be so kind.
Yes, all right. I could use a bit of a rest anyway.
Ich sage einfach mal nichts zu dem Aussehen, ja, und zu dieser Frisur. Wir nehmen das einfach mal so hin, wie das ist, ja? Wir lassen den einfach jetzt mal so und fragen ihn ein paar Sachen.
You're very into physical conditioning, aren't you?
Oh, you noticed. Yes, I believe that a healthy body is just as important as a healthy mind, if not more so.
Well, he's definitely prioritizing the former.
It's important to keep fit, especially at a job like mine where I'm in a chair most of the day.
What job is that?
I'm a clerk at the Bank of Vespuccia. But someday, I hope to leave and teach others about the health benefits of regular exercise. Perhaps even open up my own gymnasium.
Ha! He actually thinks people are gonna go for that? Good luck to him.
Tell me about your uncle.
You know Tom?
I've met him, yes. He's the one who told me where you lived.
Oh, right. Well, my uncle is, an interesting man.
Is that an interesting of the good or bad variety?
I really wish he would take better care of himself is all. I have the feeling that he's on some sort of drug, although he always denies it.
What gives you that impression?
Well, most of the time he acts completely normal. He goes to work, visits with me. Sometimes we go out together to the theater or a gallery. But some days his mood changes. He goes very solitary, won't leave his house, gets short with me. One time I went to visit him. I heard him yelling along with what sounded like furniture being knocked about. It only happened once, but it worried me. I hope Tom isn't in any sort of trouble.
Opium is one hell of a drug. It's a good thing you never got to that point with the soporific, or Adelaide would have thrown you out much sooner.
Are you all right, Mr. Fordham?
Yes, I'm fine.
What? Too soon?
Could you give me Tom's address?
You don't have it? I thought you said you'd spoken with him.
I visited him at the cathedral.
But if he's there, why do you want his address?
I have reason to believe he may be somehow involved in a murder.
That's a serious accusation, Mr. Fordham. What proof do you have?
Nothing concrete just yet, which is why I'd like to investigate his home.
Well, you're not the police, so I'm not obligated to tell you. I'm sorry, but you'll need more than just a suspicion to convince me.
On second thought, never mind. Does the name Priscilla mean anything to you?
Yes, it most certainly does. My lady love is named Priscilla Poundstone.
I see. What can you tell me about her?
Oh, she's a darling. I love her very much. Such a kind and gentle soul she is, too. Loves animals, especially dogs. We've been together for ages and are due to be married soon.
When was the last time you saw her?
Saw her? Oh, no, Mr. Fordham. She doesn't live in New Britannia. She attends Miss Threadneedle's Academy for Young Ladies in Cormorant.
She lives in New Holland?
That's right. I've never actually met Priscilla face to face. We communicate exclusively through correspondence.
How did you two get involved?
Her father and mine were old military friends. They decided between them that their children would be engaged.
And you're both in agreement?
Yes. I admit at first I was a bit hesitant. But we share many of the same interests. The distance between us is not a detriment to our love.
I wonder how that will change once they actually begin cohabiting.
So you correspond regularly with Priscilla?
That's right. At least one letter a week. My uncle does me the kindness of acting as courier.
Do you think I might have a look at one of those letters?
What for? They're private correspondence.
I understand, but I feel this is important. Perhaps you could show me one that isn't too personal.
Yes, I suppose that would be all right. In fact, I think there's a recent one on the shelf there. That's not too private. But you won't need to take it, will you?
Not at all. I just want to have a look. Are you familiar with a man named Ronan Lespay?
Never heard of him.
I have his portrait. Maybe you recognize him?
No, I've never seen this man before, but... How about that?
How about what?
The detail in this ferrotype is a bit fuzzy, but his facial features and hair, they vaguely resemble mine.
You know, now that he mentions it, it's true. Lespay does bear a passing resemblance to this fellow. Not quite as handsome, though.
So, you know nothing about the murder outside the Silent Raven 4 nights ago?
That's right. I don't even know what the Silent Raven is.
It's a bar in the Chum.
Well, that explains it. For one thing, I don't go to that part of town. A man like me sets foot in that den of ruffians, and I'll have every Tom, Dick, and Harry challenging me to a fight. Not that I couldn't take them, but I have better ways to train my body than beating thugs. Anyway, I don't drink. Dulls the mind and softens the body.
I see. Well, just thought I'd ask.
I'm sorry I can't help you, Mr. Fordham, but I hope you solve whatever it is you're investigating. You seem like a nice enough sort.
About your uncle's
What about?
On second, how do you feel about the election outcome?
I'm disappointed. Atwood may not have been the greatest PM, but he was pro-steam tech. Sure, the Lygia incident was a tragedy, but people are too quick to judge. Steam technology is a boon to mankind. It's already enriched my life considerably. It's a shame the progress is going to be held back because of one isolated occurrence.
I agree. Technological advancement doesn't come cheap, but it shouldn't be abandoned entirely. About your uncle.
What about?
On second thought. Thanks for your time.
Not a problem.
Tja. Okay. Fassen wir mal zusammen. Seine Fiancée? Ich weiß gar nicht, wie ich das jetzt benennen soll. Seine arrangierte Ehe heißt Priscilla. Und der Ronan, der Tote, hat angeblich draußen Priscilla geschrien. Oder sowas in der Art. Habe ich das richtig zusammengefasst? So habe ich das jetzt verstanden, dass irgendwie draußen bei dem Lärm, Schießereien, irgendwer hat Priscilla geschrien. Also scheint das schon gestimmt zu haben mit Priscilla. Also muss ja diese Priscilla sein, oder? Jetzt ist die Frage, was macht Priscilla da und was hatten die für eine Beziehung? Und warum sieht der Tote aus wie er hier, nur mit Bart? Der aber nicht echt ist. War er das? Ach, das ist alles ein bisschen komisch. Wir gucken mal den Brief an. Das ist eine andere Schrift. My dearest Ned, ich war so froh, als ich den letzten Brief bekam. Es läuft hier ganz gut. Ich fange im Laufe der nächsten Woche mit dem nächsten Kurs an. Wie läuft's bei dir? Hast du das mit dieser Sporthalle hinbekommen, von der du gesprochen hast? Du musst mir ein Ferrotype, eine Ferrotopie zuschicken, die deine neue Figur zeigt. P. Aber das ist doch eine andere Schrift, als wir sie gefunden haben, oder?
Something's off here. The handwriting in this letter is different to the one we found before. There's something strange going on with this Priscilla.
Genau. Ich glaube nämlich auch, dass irgendwas mit dieser Priscilla, da stimmt was nicht. Ich habe auch das Gefühl, dass vielleicht Ned getötet werden sollte. Von dieser Priscilla.
Could I ask you a few more?
All right, but try not...
About your...
What if...
I think there's something going on between him and Priscilla.
Something going on? What do you mean?
I found a letter addressed to you from her at the cathedral, and the handwriting is different to the letter you have here.
He has one of her letters? Why would he?
I'm not sure, which is why I'd like to search his home and find out more.
If he's going behind my back, I swear I'll...
Calm yourself, Mr. Bunkridge. If I find anything, you'll be the first to know.
All right. Tom lives at 117 Gimlet Terrace in Worcester.
Hey, we're practically neighbors.
Here, I've got a spare key. If you find anything about him and Priscilla, you'll tell me, won't you?
Of course. Thank you, Mr. Bunkridge. Thanks for your time.
Not a problem.
Ja, das passt tatsächlich zu der Theorie, ja. Aber was hat das jetzt alles dann... Nee. Aber dann hat es ja gar nicht mit irgendwas mit Homosexualität oder irgendwas zu tun, sondern... Es sollte nie... Es sollte nie Ronan getötet werden. Kann das vielleicht eher sein? Genau, wir müssen die Barkeeperin auch noch, mit der auch noch sprechen. Aber wir gehen erstmal in Puffins Wohnung, oder? Ah, das ist ja echt fast bei Fordham zu Hause.
Nice place. Tidy. Nothing incriminating that I can see.
People rarely leave anything incriminating out in the open. It's time to have a look around.
Na, wollt ihr euch die Wohnung noch angucken?
A statue of Eros, I believe? God of love or lust or something. Man babies in diapers never did much for me. Puffin's daily planner. The man leads an even more boring life than you. Who knew that was even possible? Huh. I was
Da ist was
wondering when he was
drin.
gonna show up. Huh.
Da ist was drin.
So Puffin plays at home too? His poor neighbors.
Wieso? Er spielt doch geil Orgel, Alter.
It's
Ich
empty.
mag gern Fruchteis. Also wenn's so Sahnemäßiges ist, dann auf jeden Fall was mit Frucht. Ansonsten immer gern so ein fruchtiges Wassereis oder so. Ich mag das nicht, wenn es zu mächtig ist. Na, Eis muss mich erfrischen und da darf es nicht zu klobig schmecken, obwohl sowas wie Kinder Bueno-Eis oder so bestimmt auch mega geil ist. Ich habe einmal Kinderschokolade-Eis gegessen, das ist super lecker.
Puffin's music room is a bit lacking in comparison to the one in the painting. No point wasting time searching Puffin's bedroom. I have a feeling that if there's something to find, it's here in the sitting room. The look in her eye tells... Music books.
It's empty. It's empty.
So Puffin... So...
Ja,
Huh. Puffin's daily... That's odd. There are some scratches on the floor next to that statue.
ja, verschieb sie mal.
How about that? Looks like we found Singing Tom's buried treasure.
Ah. Loch im Boden.
Let's just see what we have here.
Oh, ein paar Ausweise drin, hä? Dear Priscilla, liebe Priscilla, meine Pläne sind meine Pläne sind fertig geschmiedet. Ich werde dich bald in Chamonix besuchen. Denk bitte daran, dass mein Leben nur betan hat. Ich sehe deshalb möglicherweise stärker gealtert aus, als du erwarten würdest. Nett. Bis in meiner Life in der Britannien ist hart. Au! Oh, da hat Puffy an seiner Stelle an Priscilla geschrieben und er hat dann Briefe an Ned geschrieben im Namen von Priscilla. Das ist dieselbe Schrift, oder? Wie bei dem, wo wir gerade gesehen haben.
Interesting stuff. But what about the box itself? It seems Puffin's gun has gone missing. He should really take better care of his things.
Puffin hat aus Versehen Ronan erschossen, obwohl er Ned erschießen wollte. Krass. Oder? Mehr finden wir raus beim nächsten Mal. Habt eine gute Nacht. Bis morgen, meine Lieben. Tschüss. Aber warte mal, ich lese die Loots noch. Ich lese noch die Loots. Kleine Unterbrechung. Jemand hat mir vorhin einen Loots geschickt. Das brauchen jetzt alle auf YouTube nicht mehr gucken. Das ist die Endcard. Guckt die Endcard. Jetzt haben sie alle ausgeschaltet und ich lese Loots vor. Hier von Daniela. Und zwar haben sie geschrieben, 2 Loots, ne? Eine Loots. Diese Loots ist heiß wie das Wetter, ne? Dankeschön. Gute Nacht. Tschüss.